Okay, you're all set, Harry?
Alright, so welcome to the Bell Orchid Hotel. My name is Sean McCusey. I'm the catering sales manager.
I'm Mario Scott. I'm the director of the food and beverage department.
Alright, so here at the Bell Orchid Hotel, we strive to provide exceptional service and comfort for our customers. We provide responsible. We're responsible for guests' overall food and beverage experience. We plan and arrange buffets, banquets, and private parties. We oversee preparation of all food and beverages served in the hotel, and we order food, drinks, and other related supplies, and determine menu prices and portions.
All right, so like I said, I'm Mario Scott. I'm the director of the food and beverage department. Some of my responsibilities include developing the department's budget and managing it as well. I respond to customers' trends, complaints, concerns. I also develop menus, promotions, displays, and I also need to manage the maintenance and sanitation of the equipment that we use at the restaurant as well.
As the catering sales manager, I produce contracts and banquets order for each event. I develop proposals for potential clients and follow through on pending bookings. I solicit bookings in large events and report potential sales lead to director of food and beverage.
All right, so we composed a letter that confirmed a banquet event for Watkins Technology's annual dinner banquet. And basically in the letter we just want to confirm that the date, the time, and all the information was correct. We enclosed a banquet contract, in which case we asked Ms. Hernandez to review the contract, also review the menu, and to confirm that it's correct. We thanked Ms. Hernandez for choosing the Bell Orchid Hotel, and we express confidence that the banquet will be a success and that she would hopefully return. And this is just a letter that we wrote to her. So this is the letter. In the Excel spreadsheet analysis, basically the purpose of us doing the Excel spreadsheet was to monitor the entree sales for the entire month of June. So that's going to be the month, the weeks, and the date as well. We also wanted to determine which item was the most popular and which item was the least popular. We determined which item brought in the most revenue, and by this spreadsheet we can also determine appropriate pricing for entrees as well.
This is a list of the total entrees sold the week of June 7th. As you can see, the stuffed chicken breast sold the most, and the pasta primavera sold the least. This is the list of total entrees sold on June 14th, at the weekend of June 14th. The steak sold the most, and the pasta primavera sold the least.
And this is just a chart representing the day in the week ending 14th. And this is the data for the total entrees sold for the week ending of the 21st, and the total week sales for the week ending of the 21st as well. And again, this is a chart representing the data on the previous slide.
This is the total entrees sold in the week of June 28th. This is a chart representing the data. So this is a summary of everything that was sold in these weeks. We realized that the chicken breast sold the most, and the pasta primavera sold the least.
All right, so in conclusion, the data showed that the stuffed chicken breast was the most popular item. Although it was the most popular item, the prime rib Wellington actually brought in the most revenue. We also noticed from the data that we consistently increased in business. And from the data, we are actually considering replacing the pasta primavera dish. So the access data analysis, basically the purpose of us doing the access database was to create a banquet client database. The database consists of the client's names, their address, their company that they work for, their phone number, etc. Some of the clients that we had were clients that used our banquet rooms for business meetings, conferences, wedding receptions, and company dinners.
This is a snip of our access information. So the reason why we used it is because it predicts which room is used most frequently. It estimates the average number of events per month. It keeps our records, basically. It contacts clients and clients' feedback from events. This is the purpose of the PowerPoint. It's basically to introduce a new entree to our menu, to determine the feasibility and logistics, to present to our restaurant, banquet, and room service managers.
All right, so we believe that it's time to add a new menu to our entree to our menu, I'm sorry. And here are some things that we considered. So one, we want to know if it's feasible, if it would work, if it makes sense. What are the different costs of this entree that we were going to add? If the item will be received by our hotel clientele, and then does the item also fit in with the other entrees on the menu? So we actually are going to introduce the Grant Beef New York Sirloin, and basically it's going to be $32 per entree. It's 14 ounces. It's a dry aged grilled steak. It's served with truffle sea salt French fries, jalapeno jelly, and garnished with fried leeks. And for preparation, it's going to be lightly seasoned with oil, salt, and pepper. The cooking time is going to be roughly 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how the guests order their steak. It's going to be cooked on the grill, as I said. Brant Beef is actually a company that's located in Buena Park, California, so it's relatively close to San Diego. So accessibility shouldn't be a problem. It's compatible with the other item on the menu because of the 8-ounce steak. We saw in week 2 that the 8-ounce steak was the most popular, so we can assume that our guests like to eat steak. It does not require extra personnel. The same chef that cooks the 8-ounce can also cook the sirloin, and does not require any additional training time.
So for this dish, we realized that we have to get larger porcelain plates, which costs approximately $50 for a set of 12, and there's no additional space equipment. So what does this mean for the chef? Basically, it means more work. So there's more work for the cook because he has to do the sirloin steak over the fries, and then the garnish should be over the steak. There's no additional training required.
Right, so the cost, roughly the sirloin is going to cost us $21 per sirloin. So as I said, we're going to sell it for $32, so there's going to be a profit of $11. The price is within our budget. The equipment cost is only the porcelain plates. Everything else we already have, so there's no additional training cost or any other additional cost.
Right, so what we must do is we have to taste the, make sure that it's going to be a success, the dish. We have to look at the proportions, how much is enough, and standardize recipes, check suppliers, consistent basis, train the wait staff, and taste it in terms of its texture, how well it's cooked, and if the ingredients are okay, and update the menus more frequently. We must meet guests' tastes, must be feasible with staff and space, and must meet cost price guidelines, which must be within our budget.
All right, so in conclusion, we believe that the New York Soaring will be a great asset to our menu. Like I said earlier, it's Brent beef, which is a high-grade steak. It's corn-fed, natural beef company. We already have a large clientele for steak, so we believe this will be a pretty good asset. The cost are low. There's no training, no additional equipment besides a porcelain plate. And we believe it's feasible and accessible because it's located in California.
Thank you very much.
Nice job, guys. Very nice job.